Hi, my name's Kerryann, and today I'm talking to you about how to buy a better house. Whether you want to downsize, maybe move out of state, or you've just plain run out of room and you need a house that better meets your needs, you might be finding yourself wondering, yeah, I know I can sell my house in this super hot seller's market, but where am I going to go? How am I going to buy a better house? So today I'm going to talk with you about 8 ways you can buy a better house without being homeless and without having 2 mortgage payments. So stay tuned. My name's Kerryann, and I'm the managing broker and owner of HomeMatch Northwest. And today I'm doing a video for you as part of our series for the Buy a Better House plan. I'm going to go ahead and link the website below because I just did a blog post on this where I went into really great detail. And today's video, in the interest of time, is just going to be a general overview for you. So if you want more details, then be sure to check out the blog post that I linked below. Also, I am not a loan officer. If you want details such as interest rates, payment amounts, or even down payments, then reach out to me. Either message me, give me a phone call, or put in the comments below, and I'll connect you with a professional loan officer that can give you the details about each of the strategies that we're going to talk about today. So with that being said, let's get to those 8 strategies to buy a better house without being homeless and without having 2 mortgage payments. Let's get started. Okay, let's get into the 8 ways. Now today what we're talking about is what 90% of the home sellers that I talk to, the situation that they're in. They need to sell their current home in order to have a down payment and in order to qualify for the purchase, the mortgage on their next home. So the first way, the first strategy that we're going to talk about is offering contingent. Now, what the heck is offering contingent? Well, offering contingent is when you offer to purchase your new home and ask the sellers to wait for you while you sell your current home. Now, there's some pros and cons to this. You don't have any chance of having 2 mortgage payments, which is a definite pro, but the cons are that the sellers can continue to accept offers from other buyers, at least in our state. And usually there's a time frame that they give you in order to sell your house, so the clock is ticking. You really need to move quickly. You can get bumped by a non-contingent buyer. That means a buyer that doesn't have a home to sell. They can come in and make an offer. Now, the seller typically needs to come to you first, but of course, check with your real estate agent. Your contingency addendum is going to outline how long you have to sell your house and how long the sellers need to give you to decide if they do receive another offer, whether or not you want to move forward. That's called the bump period. The next way that we have that you can buy your next house without having 2 mortgage payments and without being homeless is the home trade. Now, a lot of people think that the home trade is, I'll take your house and you take mine. That's not necessarily how it works. Most home trades now are typically selling to an investor. They'll buy the home from you immediately, and then you're able to go out and buy your next home with your current home already closed. Some of these investors or iBuyers, which is the other option that we see quite frequently, some of them will allow you to rent back your house while you are looking for your next home. So that can be a huge advantage. But watch out. Specifically, some of the big corporations that we're seeing acting as iBuyers out there are charging some pretty hefty fees, and they may not be offering you market value on the home. So do your research and be prepared. If you reach out to one of the big corporations or even a smaller time investor, you're probably going to get a lot of phone calls, and I mean a lot. You're going to be receiving phone calls from potential investors daily. So before you hit that send for more information button, make sure you really think things through. All right, our next option is the reverse of the home trade. You have an investor purchase your next home for you for cash. Now, I'm finding this to be a huge advantage for my clients. They have someone purchasing their next home in cash and beating out other multiple offer situations. Then sometimes they'll sell the investor, that same investor, their current home for market value. Then the investor can add that home to their real estate portfolio or turn around and sell it themselves for top dollar. In today's accelerating market, I'm finding this to be one of my sellers' favorite tools for buying their next home. All right, next we have stretch it out. This is a great strategy. You can ask for an extended closing time frame, say 60 days. I've even seen 90 days, in order to close on your current home while you go out and offer on your next property. Now, you're not going to have to offer contingent, or you don't have to offer contingent, but you can offer contingent once your home has already received an offer. So that gives you a huge advantage. You already know that you have the buyer in place, and it gives you the time to go out and go shopping for your next house. Now, on that same note, you can also close in a regular time frame, say 30 or 45 days, and ask the buyers, the new owners of your current house, if they will rent the house back to you for a certain time frame while you go out and look for your next house. Now, in today's hot sellers market, it's not unusual to have a buyer that's not only willing to do so, but will jump at the chance if you accept their offer to do a rent back. One of my favorite strategies. And last but not least is to sell your current home and rent short-term or a little more long-term while you look for your dream home. A lot of today's Airbnbs are actually renting out their properties for months at a time. You can also find corporate rentals. Now, granted, they're pretty expensive, but it can buy you a few months to get out there and become either a cash buyer yourself or have a nice substantial down payment, because you've already pulled all the equity out of your current home and you're ready to make offers on your next home. Also, you can look for something like a 6-month or a 12-month lease agreement if you want to extend things out. But be careful, real estate markets can change rapidly. So you know what you're dealing with today. I would move forward as quickly as possible so that you know what your new home purchase is going to look like. All right, so those were our 8 ways to buy your next home when you don't have a down payment saved up and you need to sell your current home in order to qualify for your next one. Please stay tuned. I've got some more videos coming up. We're going to talk about 8 more ways that you can buy your next home without having 2 mortgage payments and without being homeless. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.